So good evening to you. Have you been listening to us live? This is your news network, Zimai. Please stay with us. We're going to give you an update shortly. This is your news network, Zimai. Shortly. Stay watching. Stay watching. We've got breaking news on your news network, Zimai, quickly. And if you can hear the sound of my voice over there, do let us know where you're logging in from, folks. Do let us know where you're logging in from. Type it in the comment box right there. Motu Zakuti. Tell us where you're logging in from. So we're quickly giving you an update straight away right now. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so quickly, here we go. Yes, when it says join us live, this is the News Network Kazimai. Okay, so a figure, a campaigner, an activist from ZANU-PF, popularly known on social media as Traore. His name is Malcolm Masarira, has been reportedly arrested. Our viewers, Mrs. Jonas live right now. Press the share button as we start. We're going to be giving you an update here quickly. Multiple sources revealed to the Zimai News Network that a figure running by the name Traore, excuse me, a figure who calls himself Traore, has been arrested. Okay, so quickly, here we go. This is a social media figure, a social media character. It's been running on social media as Traore. He's calling himself Traore. Has been arrested. So we're giving you an update on your news network. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so quickly. Here we go. I think I can see some people here. Um, who I'm just reading people's comments. I'm going to be reading them shortly. My name is Simba Chikanza here, beaming to you live. It is 9:37 p.m. late in the night on your news network. We will give you a quick update here. A male character who calls himself Traore on social media, whose real name is Malcolm Masarina, was arrested. Details that we have right now from multiple sources confirming to the Zimai News Network he has been arrested. This is a campaigner who was calling himself Traore for one reason or the other. We have published the article on the Zimai News Network and we will be updating details over there. And this is a figure who has been campaigning on social media for and in support of the Vice President Constantino Chiwenga. Okay, quickly. Shall I run into my commentary quickly? Am I allowed to do a commentary here? Okay, so I'm going to do a quick commentary. Right. Okay, so quickly, I would like to drop here. Traore is a campaigner. He calls himself Traore for one reason or the other. Personally speaking, I just don't know why young people from Southern Africa call themselves Traore. And I would wonder, what is it that you folks from Southern Africa really admire about Traore? What really is special about Ibrahim Traore? Now, I'm really very direct with you. I'm angry with you, folks from Zimbabwe, Zambia, South Africa, Malawi, DRC. You admiring a fella calling himself Traore, a fella who travels with a gun. What do you find admirable about a guy who is scared of death, who's scared of dying, who calls himself El Ibrahim Traore? And I'm being very direct, by the way. I'm being very direct with you, youth people, young people, because I don't know why you call yourself Traore. Why can't you just call yourself by your name? Or look for another name. Call yourself Tungogara. Why can't you call yourself Tungogara? Tungogara is one of your own people. from your own country, Zimbabwe. Why can't you call yourself Samora? You've got Samora Machel there, a heroic man just across the border in Mozambique. You can call yourself Mandela, call yourself something else. Why Traore? Do you really know Traore? Do you really know? Anyway, it's just one of those things. I had to touch on that because some of these titles that you folks, you young people use, Traore is a piece of nonsense. Surely, folks, young people from Southern Africa, what do you admire about a fella who is scared of death? Admire about Munano Tengesa Goride. That young man is a gold mafia of his own country. Can't you see? Study Burkina Faso. Young people from Southern Africa, you just read, you just see what is on social media, and you think that Ibrahim Traore has done anything for Burkina Faso. He's a little dog of foreigners, worse than all those who were doing it on behalf of France or on behalf of any other imperialist. That is who he is. Ibrahim Traore is a little dog, a little piece of rat working for foreigners. And that's why he's scared of dying. Now look at someone like Samora Machel. Look at Nelson Mandela. Look at Rio. Look at people like Muammar Gaddafi. Look at so many examples of African liberators through people who were Pan-Africanists. You could get Julius Nyerere. You've got Kenneth Kaunda. Kenneth Kaunda in Zambia, look at what he did for his country. Look at the democracy and the foundations of true service for the African people that people like him left for the African people. Look at Boko, the current Boko. Look at Karma. Look at Karma in Botswana. Look at Hichilema in Zambia and the changes that are happening to your own countries where you are. And you're busy there on social media admiring some fella from Burkina Faso who you've never met. You've never been to Burkina Faso. And then you call yourself by such titles. Come on, young people, wake up. Don't follow social media characters, fictitious characters. You've seen what it means. You've seen how Emerson Mnangagwa has run down the country because he was a fictitious character serving foreign interests. You've seen what it is, and you're busy there just following just someone simply because they're being portrayed as someone who's fought the French people and the like. I'm being very direct with you, young people from Southern Africa. Wake up! Stop following this story. Of being honest, I'm really just going a bit of on a rant here. But really, seriously, you call yourself Traore. What has Traore done for Burkina Faso? Have you been to Burkina Faso? Ask the Burkina Faso people who are being under oppression right now. Anyway, I just had to touch on that. So the young man calls himself Traore. That's what Malcolm Masarida calls himself. And I even told him myself before. I told him directly, you calling yourself Traore. What is Traore? Chii chinonzi Traore chauno watadza kuzviti kana kuti Samora Machel kana kuzviti Julius Nyerere. Abi ako ekumusha kwako kwauri kwachona ikweyo kwaunobva kwacho. Eh? Kana kuzviti tongogara kana kuzviti ichi chitepo wakuda kufainza nekamufana kanofamba kakabata reken. Vafana vekusouthern Africa munongotera zvinhu zvisina nebasa man. Right. Right. Okay. So anyway, that is what Malcolm Masarira. And I want to quickly state here, folks, I've got to tell you young people from Southern Africa, the person who's telling you here is an investigative journalist who's done some stuff and who has been doing it. He keeps literally doing something right, a lot of things right now. Okay, without a bullet, never used a bullet, never used a catapult, never used a weapon, but has done some really earth-shaking international research projects that a few that have really helped to change society. And you can see it. You can see the examples all over. But some of you who are not Zimbabweans might not know. But I'm quickly telling you right now, folks, that you have to be very careful. Be very careful. Young people on social media, don't just follow people. Don't just follow things just simply because they're there on social media. And Let me tell you quickly, especially this whole fixation on using the gun. Now, this is a big weakness of Blessed Geza. I'll tell you right now, I've told him before, I've told a lot of people, when you want to liberate, to change a society, you don't need guns. You don't need guns. Why do you need guns? I'm telling you right now, you don't need guns. No. Let me tell you quickly. Show me one bird that Vladimir Putin has ever killed. Show me one bird that Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, has ever killed. Ngiratidzewo kana gonzo rinonzi rakambopfurwa naVladimir Putin. Because admire and you admire a man called Constantino Chiwenga, who's destroyed the mother of his own three kids. And you tell me this person is a liberator? No. Liberators are people, those who feel religious out there, they search for wisdom and understanding. You don't need guns to change a country. Putin never looked for a gun. He looked for intel. For Putin to take over Russia, one of the biggest, the most gigantic country in the world, he looked for wisdom and understanding. Vladimir Putin, I've never studied Russia, I've never followed Russia, but I'm just trying to let you know, you young people, you just admire. You admire a little prick called Traore in Burkina Faso who travels with a gun. And you tell me that boy has liberated anything. And none of you have ever traveled to Burkina Faso to see how oppressed the people in Burkina Faso are. Juntas never, they don't serve anyone. Real people who transform society are people who look for wisdom and understanding. As I told you before, I've asked you here, show me one bird that Vladimir Putin has ever shot down. And you know what? I don't admire Emerson Mnangagwa. You know me. People have seen, I've gone, I continue to go against him. But one thing that you can see here, even in Rhodesia, show me one bird that Emerson Mnangagwa ever killed in Rhodesia. Show me one bird that he ever killed when he was betraying the comrades in Rhodesia. Show me one bird that he ever killed. He wasn't even, he lies that he was a soldier. Mnangagwa was not a soldier. But let me tell you, he looked for wisdom and understanding. This former prisoner of the Rhodesia Special Branch, a reject of the Rhodesians, who was used by the Special Branch to infiltrate the comrades, Zanla and Zipra. He looked for wisdom and understanding until he was able to send the president of ZANU to Mozambique. He gained power to even convince. He told the president, go to Mozambique. You want to be killed by the whites. Indai Mozambique. How was that president? Indai Mozambique. How did he gain that power? He got that wisdom, that ability to mislead a whole president, not using a gun. We're getting wisdom and understanding. I'm not trying to inspire anyone here to gain the ability to mislead anyone. Understand that. I'm simply trying to highlight that young people of Africa get wisdom, get understanding, research, study. Don't follow social media pricks and rats from Burkina Faso. Look for wisdom and understanding, and you'll be able to change your society. Get wisdom. Someone is saying here, yes, ED never killed the bird in Rhodesia because he was not a soldier, but a mere personal assistant of Bob himself. Angaziri chino Mnangagwa. But one thing that this rat, that this wretch called Mnangagwa did was to look for wisdom and understanding. He would sit there, study books, study this, study that. And he would work his way. He never went on social media to announce, Mirai action. Did you ever see Mnangagwa in Zambia or in Mozambique announcing to people, hey, Zimbabweans, Mirai action? I want to kuvunza autara cash talk panapa. Uzamurika cash talk. What was Mnangagwa doing? From 1972, Mnangagwa was busy planning. He was planning how to take over a country. 1972. How old were you in 1972? Some of you were not even born. Some of you, you were 20 years away. You were not even a sperm in 1972. He was planning how to take over a country. In 1972. What was he doing? He was laying the foundation, scoping, getting in there, slowly, quietly, not announcing on social media, not calling himself Traore, not calling himself Chakuti Chakuti, not calling himself Idi Amin. No, he was just calling himself Emerson. So why can't you just call yourself Mugo, Mofu, Washington, Isaiah, Richard, Wani, Howard, Enoch? Eh? Unozipa mataito ekuamwano ekunemu dzimwe nyika. Eh? Anakabiasa anofamba akabata record. Nduzoti munhu Ibrahim Traore chicha unoda. If you went to school, if you've studied and you've got an O-level certificate or even a GCSE certificate, what do you want on a foreign controlled by foreigners, by foreign thieves called Ibrahim Traore? What do you want, young people of Southern Africa? I'm telling you now, move mazviti tu. Ndiri kukuudzai vapana vekuzimbabwe, vapana vekuzambia nekumalawi, svipai chinonzi Traore, hapana zviripo. Ndiri kubatsirai vafana, dzidzai, verengai, kungosaka kungomedza zvinhu zvinenge zvingori zvamunongoona pasocial media. Nyika hadzitorwe nepfuti, nyika dzinotorwa nepfungwa. Muri kuninzwa? Ndati nyika haitorwe nepfuti, inotorwa nechi? Nepfungwa. Invest in pfungwa. Muri kundinzwa? When I did Gold Mafia, ndiri ndega, ndiri one for several years. Ndakaita project iyaya ndiri ndega. Before vanhu hamaona varungu vamakazoona vaya vauya kwandiri vakazoya later in 2019. Ndiri ndega. I didn't even have a catapult. I didn't even have a security guard. I was alone. Ndichironga pfungwa, brain, chistada. Ndagara ndiri ndega so ndikaverenga mabhuku ndakadai ndobva ndaona gold riri kubiwa iro gold riri kubiwa iro zvamaakuadmire izvozvo. Uyo mufanano munenge uchiti Traore wekuburkina faso ari busy kurasa gold reburkina faso achiripa maforeigner. Chinofanira kusungwa chimufanira chamunoti chiri kuburkina faso chaichiya. Imi maafricans munofanira kutochibata muchisunga. Muigadzira burkina faso chikutorasa gold izvozvi so. Isn't handiri busy? I was studying from 2015. I was alone. Alone ndiri one. Ndichistudya mabhuku. Study mabhuku. One of my professions is auditing and accounting. That's my first profession. So, pandakaona madocuments, study, ndikapidigura. Today, ndota mafone call. Ndaizviita ndiri live, ndiri ndega. Zvinokukonfranta vesa vanhu vamakuona Chiwenga iye ane pfuti iyeyo mune muchibhiga muchane pfuti uyu vaakatadza kukonfranta kwaMutare. Ini ndaivakonfranta mumameeting avo. Peter Thatchell, muri kundinzwa vafana Peter Thatchell, remember Peter Thatchell, that gay activist who tried to arrest Mnangagwa? What he tried and was beaten up by Mugabe's bodyguards. Inini, I've done it. Ndiri one. This is not security, man. I've done that. I've done that on Mnangagwa's bodyguards. You've seen me on video. Not once. I've done that on Mnangagwa's bodyguards. I've done that on Ndiani foot Mudenda. Ndakamudenda ndakatomusunga inini ndakato secure arrest document rake raprosecutor roto ndichinaro nanhasi ndakamudzingisa kupinda meapo ndiri one ndisina kana security guard. That's not because I'm powerful. It's because ndakatsvaga wisdom and understanding. My bad. Muri kunzwisisa? zvinhu zvamunoona zvazviyageza achitaura kuti hanzi ningirikini tichabva tanosunga tichabva tanoita citizen arrest. Inini ndakazviita ndiri one, and handina kuenda pasocial media kuti ngatinosunga. Ndakazviita ndiri one, ndiri one, and I didn't do it in one day chet. Ndakazviita so many days for several years. I've done that many times ndiri one. I didn't do it on social media calling for a demo. But because ndaenda preparation, young people, because I had studied my book. Ndaihaya malawyer. Tumari twandinato inini ndoshandisa mari dzangu kuti kutenga zvimota ndashandisa mari dzangu kuhaya malawyer anondiadvisa simba hona apapo. This is what international laws. Endai munocheck up, google izvozvo, google prosecuting Zimbabwe government officials in foreign courts. Google money. I did that project here. I paid several lawyers in Europe, some of the best lawyers. She started. Ndautsvaga pfutini. Andinotsvaga na General Chiwenga. General Chiwenga, tibatsire kubvisa Mnangagwa. Aiwa, isusu you want to be like Traore. Tozidai. Aiwa. Ndakatsvaga mabhuku. My bad. Ndakatenga kuverenga mabhuku. Young people. Kuverenga mabhuku. Ndakaona kuti model. If you cannot do what ED did, murikundinzisa on Mugabe, right? ED haana kuridzira futi Mugabe. Murikundinzwa. ED haana kuenda pa YouTube kunoannounce kuti mirirai action. ED akastada data about Mugabe. ED akanostada masistem wenzira dzekuita sei dzekugadzira nyika in his own style. And what did he do? He gained the ability even yekutuma president kuti ingai Mozambique munakuraiwa nevarungu angatopedza masports. ED 1980 akatopedza masports uyu. Iwo kana usati waita what ED did, muri kuninzwisisa on Mugabe, what do you think you will do to Mugabe, Mnangagwa today? Ndiri kubvunzai ka young people, kana iwo usati waita zvakaitwa naED kuti apinde ipapapa, what do you think you will do to ED today if you even do what he did, or at least something better or something closer to what he did kuti asvike ipapapa? Unoita nefuti aiwaka Putin uyu akapinda apinde kuRussia akaita nefuti here. Putin chaiye putazo munoona uyu amunoona Putin uyu akatora makii, akatora nyanga dzeMoscow. Sei Putin anga ari busy kuGermans uko. Kari kamufana kaPutin aka kachistada kakakura grew up a poor person, but I busy achistada kuWest Germany, East Germany here chiko East Germany ndokwakakurirawo achistada Intel data. Mukoma ndimboudzawo kuti mbondoexplainerawo kuti zvinoreva sei izvozvo, achigara nevanhu vakuru maelders eRussia achivabvunza kuti ko boys, aiwa madhara angu ndibatsirewo. Saka izvozvo zvino achistada kuti masystems eRussia anofambwa sei. Akazokwira ladha rekuRussia, vanhu vakashaya kuti munhu akabva nekupo, akachitora ende nanhasi akachibata kuti chiRussia. Ungamubvisa here Putin nhasi? Saka mapowers haawanike nepfuti, muri kundinzwa, anowanika nepfungwa. Real power is not in the pfuti, if in the pfungwa. Saka muri kuona kuti ED akatuma Mugabe kuenda kuMozambique. Nhasi chaiye atuma, he spent the last 7 years achituma Constantino kuenda kuna Mary, kuenda kunodestroya Mary. Apopo ED ari busy kurova gold renyika, achitsemura gold renyika nanaWikinero. Apa paanobva atumira Chiwenga kuti aite sei, anopedzera hasha dzake kuna Mary. Apa pa ED wachona is the same person futi akabhomba Mary futi musuno. Oita kuti uyu Chiwenga abva abhoila nehasha kusvika papoint yekuti anobva atokanganwa kuti ED ndiye akakanda bhomba rearia. kuuraya Mary oita kuti Chiwenga abhilivhe kuti Mary akakudzorera makebhuru kuSouth Africa. Kana Mary akaita izvozvo akadii zviita achiri kuZimbabwe. But Chiwenga abva atobhilivha zvese izvozvo nonsense yakadaro yese. Instead yekuti atoprotecta amai evana ake abhizi akukipa bhizi. Instead yekuti Chiwenga achaje nhingirikini asungise Tagwire ina weeknero in 2019. Chiwenga anobva kuChina obva achaja amai vevana vake. Even if dai Mary yakabaka na 10 billion chaiyo chaiyo, ungachajisa amai vana vako here? Aiwa, handisida kuencourage corruption panapa. But da kuti muone kuti kupuza wachona ikoko, upuso wachona ihwo kuti iwe unobva wadhakiswa. Uchizviti wakabata pfuti, uchi Traore, ndakabata pfuti panapa. Ndini ndine pfuti. But uri kudhakiswa nemunhu ane brain. Ari kuita kuti iwewe uspende time uchidonhedza amai vana ako. Ndozvamunoitwa izvozvozvo kana musingastade. Kana musingaite sei? Musingastade. Musingagare pasi, young people. Muchita sei? Musingastade. Takamboedza. Musaka muri kuona mazuva ano handichaiti mabroadcast. Because ndakaona kuti many times ndainjirasa data. Because hapana mazuva ano munenge muchingodhakiswa nembavha dzakaita sana matsotsi akaita sana hopo chingono vaya vaya. Muchingodhakiswa muchifunga kuti muri kudestroya ED. Kuti hamusi kuona kuti muri kutodhakiswa. Muri kunwiswa zvinodhaka pasocial media apa. Nezvimadhadhe characters. You are not equipping yourself. Hmm? You're failing to define yourself. Who you are. The God person, the unique person that you are. Kutanga kuadmire munhu ari pasocial media. The same way yamunofollowa chicho chamunoti Traore chibenzi chekubhekina ichi. Ndozvamunotera futi ichi chitsotsi chinozviti dhadhe ichi. Unofollowa munhu anonzi anozviti dhadhe. Iwo munhu akaenda kuchikoro sei unofollowa munhu anozviti dhadhe. Dhadhe. Tsotsi rakachinja mazita 3 times. 3 times. Isusu tiri busy tichishanda mufinancial service industry. Iyo riri busy chinji. Ndo tsotsi raunonga uchipita. Nze because ane maodzi. Because akada. Iwo wamboona kuti munhu anonzi dhadhiyo. Munhu anovhaira nedoro. Newhisky pavidhiyo. Anoratidza whisky. Kabineti yewhisky pavidhiyo. Hausi kuona kuti munhu muroyi. Aiwa, ndiri kureva kama young people. Hamusi kuona here, and inini I'm not going against vanhu vanonwa, and I'm not going against people who drink. But ndikurava kutika, mukaona munhu anoratidza kabineti yedoro yewhisky pasocial media. Hamusi kuona kuti irombe. Hamusi kuzviona here kuti irombe. Zvaufanana right now uchiona vana Weeknell anovhaira nebhutsi yewhite. Kuda kuratidza kuti ona ndakapfeka bhutsi yewhite. Bhutsi yandatenga 2000 US. Ndo makarekta makuinspire nawo ivavavo. Isiri kuti munge muchita sei? Muchita what did in Rhodesia. Yanga asingati zvizi kuti anga ari busy kustudy. Putin kuti atore Russia yaya. He was busy studying. He wasn't a soldier. Hapana kana one shiri yakapfura. Anga ari busy kuita sei? Kuerenga. I know there's some people who are not Zimbabwean here, and someone can just ask me, may tell me if you need me to go into English, and I can do that. I'm trying to help you folks, especially you are fan of Zimbabwe. Musangojgi Traore, nonsense, delete. Chinonzi Traore. Kana wine video, kana ukangwara, delete chinonzi Traore chacha. Irompere chimfana chekubhekina faso chacha. Scott Sakupanya atori better than Traore. Study for yourself. Look at Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is in worse situation right now. So I hope I've helped in your commentary yangu yoye. Hey makastada, let me tell you kana ungori munhu anostada aumbofa wakabatwa. Ndikukuudzai. Kana uri munhu anonyatsogara pasi anoziva masports ekustada, muri kunzwisisa, haumbofa wakabatwa because iwe unoziva magemu ekuita sei, ekupenetrata, ekuramba uri panzvimbo. Strategy. Hautsvage pfungwa, haufaniri kutsvage pfuti, unotsvaga pfungwa. Unoinvesta in pfungwa. Bhaibheri rakataura kuti hanzi in all you're getting, hanzi chi? Get understanding. In all you're getting, get what? Get understanding. Get wisdom, get understanding. Hanzi Solomon haana kutsvaga mariches, akatsvaga akati Mwari ndipei wisdom. Chete. Handisi kuda zvese izvi. Ndingoda wisdom. Unoti ndoda fruit. Tichaona kuti uchasvika ipi. Uchaita senge chitraore chimufana chekubhekina Faso chinofamba chakabata fruit. Hapana mupozwa kuti rombe reria. Rombe remunhu. Rombe. Chimufana chekubhekina Faso chacho hachinombosiyana naWicklier. Hachinombosiyana neichi chamunoti chidhadhi character, ichi chamunoti chidhadhi, chamunoti chi-investigative journalist ichi. Chinovhaira newhisky. Chinokunyepera kuti inini ndakatenga imba neCabs mortgage. Icho at the same time chichitokuudza kuti chakaba mari kuBritain. Mutangangobhelieve because munhu yaari pasocial media. Young people study. That inini I say study. Hanzi neBhaibheri hanzi study to show yourself approved. A workman who needs not to be brought to shame. Study. Even chimfana chaizvi tinyoka yemabhunu chizvinozi nyoka yemabhunu chaicha. Same thing here. Same thing here kuti unongogara ipapo endepo uri kungotaura zvinhu zvokurotomoka. Zvimwe uchinyepa futi. Ndiri kutaura nanhingi, ndiri kuzotaura nanhingi, ndiri kutaura nemasoja. Masoja api kwawakambotaura nawo? Tiratidze one. Power uye nepfuti. Muri kundinzwa? Musainde pasi kana muchienda pasocial media, musainde pasocial media moita kusimbirira pasocial media pamuromo sepinjisi. Study. Saka muri kuona simba chinganzi hacha mazuva ano handichaiti zvese izvi. Ndaimbozvita a lot at one time. But later on pandakazona kuti social media yachona yazara mbavha nezvimadhadhi character zvinokunyeperai kuti zviri maaward winning. Ndakati aiwa regai ndimbokusiyai ndimbostada, ndimbobatsira nyika. Kubatsirei mimi. Some of you kamune muchizviita muchaga mari dzepaYouTube nemari dzepaFacebook. But mukaramba muchingoita izvozvika izvi muchapedzera maakungotaura moita kusimba pamuromo apa sepinjisi. Nyika itorwe nepfuti iyi yeZimbabwe iyi. Zaya song yaikuti hanzi Zimbabwe yakauya nehondo yakomana. Kunyepa ikoko. Zimbabwe inomboya nehondo. Ende Zimbabwe yachona anombouya futi. Zimbabwe yakatoenda nehondo. Because right now Zimbabwe is in the hands of someone wokuRhodesia. Handi murundi nzwisisa vanageza ndopavanorasika ipa madhara edu aya. Ndopavanorasika madhara enyu aya. Ndavadi kumboitawo consult kuti vawane wisdom. Ndo vakarera chidhoma ichichi vakachifidha from 1975, 76, 77 chichisvika kuMozambique at the end of the war. Vakatanga kuchifidha. Nhasi vakuti hanzi uyai mutibatsire tichibvisa. Ende havasati vaita zvavaifanira kunge vakaita muna 1977 pachakasvika kuMozambique. You have to get wisdom. If you want to remove a thug, you don't use a gun. You use pfungwa, you use brain. And you use intelligence, you use data, get accurate data. Putin is the president of Russia and he controls it. No matter how many mistakes, he continues to make a lot of mistakes anyway, right? But one thing about that guy is he got into control with that country. He took control of that country through getting data, but not just data, accurate data. I hope ndikubatsirai. And murikunzwisisa. I hope ndikubatsirai. Zimbabwe haina kuya nehondo. Yakatoenda nehondo. Ndikaenda kuna Emerson through hondo. Mukaona statements. Some of the statements anoitwa nageza nhasi. Some of them, not all of them. Monocheka imimi statements akaitwa naHerbert Chitepo asati abombwa in 1974 achiinterviewa nemumwe murungu in 1974. Munoona kuti vanageza havasati upgrade hai mutarageza taedza kubatsirai paipai kuitira kuti imimi mubenefitewo from isusu zvataachivhawo zvishoma izvozvo. We might not have much, but onai the things that we have done. Look at the things that we have done for countries like Zambia without a security guard, without anything special, without a gun. Upgrade yourself from a gandanga. And it upgrade yourself from a Ghana to someone anochaga accurate data. When anochaga accurate data are more powerful than a military general. The military generals, sire. Vira paku pai pai. Mungona paku pai pai. I'm glad pana mwana wari panapa who remember me. Ndichiripota pakaitika ku pai pai. Ndakaramba kudzokera kuZimbabwe. I would have gone back. I would have gone back kuZimbabwe. Ndakaramba ndikati aiwa chinhu ichika ichi hakuna kwachichasvika ichi. Ma general ese they were wiped. Why? Because power hariuya through pfuti yamana. Power rinouya through brain. Hani muri kunzwisisa? Rinouya through wisdom. Get wisdom. Hanzi neBhayibheri ichi. Get wisdom, get understanding. In all you're getting, get what? Get wisdom. Don't get a gun. Don't follow a little dog called Traore from Burkina Faso. No. Admire yourself, man. Have pride in yourself. Believe in yourself. Mungo, Amos, Sylvester. Eh? Eh? Believe in yourself. Why do you call yourself after the name of a little prick? A dog, a gold mafia of Burkina Faso, who is scared of death. Why are you scared of death? Real powerful people are never scared of death. They are full of life. Hmm? They are life-giving. Look at Kaunda. Look at Mandela. Look at... They are living legends. They give life. They are life forces. You meet them like this. You feel a field of energy. A spirit around them. Unotoinzwa so kuti panapa munhu yuko ndirikunzwa a force of eternity, a field of eternity, eternal inonzi chiko energy, electricity around them. Why? Because those people anditika they have invested in brain, anditika in brain power, not in footy power. Footy power, only idiots invest in footy power. I hope ndikubatsirai my young people. Ngatini Putin you've never seen Putin killing a bird, even if he is right. Putin akabata kana kapellet gun achiuraya shiri makambomona. Maybe you guys have inini ansana mbomona. But Putas akachibata kuti jwishi Russia chi. Mufesa akabata chi akatsvaga kune intel accurate data. Together kubatsirai, be very careful following someone called Traore. I'm hoping that young people of Zimbabwe, Zambia, South Africa, Malawi, I'm hoping that you protect your country, you protect your hearts first. Protect your hearts from being infiltrated by little nonsense that's being fed on social media from North Africa and West Africa. Be yourselves. Be Sylvester. Be Hanzi Mwana Mukanya. Hey, be yourself. Look at Thomas Mafumu. Have you ever seen Thomas Mafumu calling himself Sankara? Or calling himself Gaddafi? Thomas Mafumu is just Thomas. Zahari Zozo. He's Zozo. But look at him. He's a level revolutionary. Yavana munongotera Burkina Faso is free. Wakaona Burkina Faso iri free kupyo. Kwira ndege izvi zvinokona kumbodhura here kuburkina faso indako unogara for 7 days toona kuti unodzoka here kuti unodzoka uri chituna kubhekazi kwachona enda kubhekazi kwachona iwotona musangotevera zvinhu zvepasocial media. Young people, especially mazimbabweans, you are so educated, you are so privileged. So I'm trying to help you folks. Ndakambozvitaura iye mfana asati abatwa iye uyu Traore wenyu uyu Malcolm asati abatwa ndakatombomuudza izvi ndikati look, siyana nazvo zvese izvizvi. Ndakataura kuti this Traore thing is utter nonsense. But hamudi kuteerera because munenge muchingobhelievha zvinhu zvepasocial media. Zimbabwe haibviswi nepfuti iyi. Muri kundinzwisisa? Inobviswa nepfungwa. Look for pfungwa. Look at it right now. Muri panapa maZimbabweans panapa. Geza akaanaunsa ningi yake, munoenda ikokuye in your hundreds of thousands. Muchinowacha mavideos. Muchida kuwana wisdom from munhu ari kukuudzai kuti mirirai action. But look at it, I spent 7 years, 7 solid years for you guys. Did she investigate a gold mafia? 3 of those years I was alone. I sacrificed my life confronting some of the biggest criminals on earth. Timire Al Jazeera akazondijoina 2019. Takachimhanya chinhu chacho makazochiona chiproduction. It was for you. But hapana kana one wenyu akambondifonera akanditi Simba Chikanza uya panapa chimbotibatsirawo kuti bhegi iri tinoribata sei. How do we get this money? I showed you the addresses where your gold is. I have already, right now, graft randakakurovera ipapa ega rinotokubatsira imimi kuti mutokwanisa kutonoita attach maassets. Moreover, mari yenyu moitora iri mudiaspora yakabiwa iyoiyo. Mari yako enda Wignero achinotora uko achinopai Mnangagwa odzoka okutengera mota iwo nemari yako. Mari yamakuti se kune mbavha inonzi Wignero imari yako. Inini I did that for you. I showed you where it is. I've already basa rangu randakaita inini ndakatosecure US law. My Ukrainians, right now, Google and see what Ukrainians are doing with a similar investigation that was done like Gold Mafia over my assets avo, akatorwa Russia, but akazosizwa through the same laws, the same sanctions laws that my work has done for you. Nini indai munogoogle mocheka 28 people including Mnangagwa's Kamlesh Patni, their assets were frozen. They were ordered to be frozen by name Anon's Magnitsky sanctions. But you guys have never of setting up so that you can go and take your money. Right now you are busy sucking up to pictures of Wicknell, dishing out your own money. Your own money. Young people. I did that for you. If you look at my last video on 23 August, inside Levemore in Lusaka, confronting one of the God mafias, I told you guys, you could see I was crying even in tears. I did all that for you. I looked for your money for you. But right now, you are busy admiring another God mafia fraudster called Traore, Ibrahim Traore. A scammer called Ibrahim Traore, I should have used that term, who is leaking and who is sending again more gold, more African gold to the west and to the east. Young people. I then surrender. Especially Zimbabweans, I surrender. I gave you the video. The video is there. Go on Al Jazeera. It's there. I did it for you. And that is power. That gold is your power. If you guys had done that, you would have been having enough money. Yekuti mukwanise kugadzira nyika yenyu. But makanyarara. Because makamirira action. Yepa YouTube. Makamirira kuudzwa namudarageza. Aiwa. I'm so sure Mdaragisa. I admire his courage. I admire a lot of things that he has done. Great stuff. But there's something lacking, which the Bible calls wisdom. In all you're getting, get wisdom, get understanding. Don't look for action. Look for wisdom and understanding. That is what Emerson did. And Emerson, look at him. He's not a brilliant person. But look at what he has achieved. Because in Rhodesia, he didn't spend time shooting whatever or doing violence. No, no, no. He spent time studying how he can grab power. And he didn't grab power by setting up a demonstration. Did you ever see Emerson doing a demo? I was there. The only people that you used to see doing demos in Rhodesia were like Vanasalim Gabe and the like Vaitama demo, who did the real hard stuff. But did you ever see Emerson doing a demo? I want to mese muri panapa ndokubvunzai kuti makamboona here Emerson achita demo muRhodesia, but akanga akachibata kuti g zvekuti by 1979 he had power, he had gained in intelligence and power to tell the president kuti inai Mozambique munauraya vane varungwa. I bet you it's not even him who wanted to kill the president. It was other people. But iye chete akanga akatoronga akaronga game rake. Kuti kana chakadai. If the cards drop this way, then I will get power. And he still has it. Achira akachibata kuti je nanasi. So if Chiwenga, if you, I won't even say Chiwenga, Chiwenga ndabasa naye. Ndimunotevera. Ndikutaura newe iwe ari panapa. If you are going to get power, get wisdom, get understanding. Go and look for books to read. Go and look for researchers who you can ask questions. Inquire. I hope ndataurisa folks. I hope ndakubatsira. I hope pane vanhu one or two vabenefitawo. Zvekusunungura Zimbabwe izvi hazvidi pfuti, zvinoda pfungwa. Ani muri kundinzwa? Ndikutaurisa here? And zvinhu zvandiri kutaura izvi muri kuzvinzwa nemunhu anotozviita. Hazvidi YouTube izvi. Hazvidi kuenda paYouTube. Hazvidi kufollowa mascammers nemadedhy characters. Vanonwa whisky vachikuvhairirai. Vanhu vakachinja vane ma-ID 3, 4 ma-IDs. Vachikudza kuti tiri ma-award winning journalists. Pese pamunenge muchienda ikokuye, muri kutoluza, you are losing your time. You can't see it. Every time you go on feed on characters like Vana Hopewell Chingono, you are destroying, you are feeding on poison. You can't see it. But not name straight. We are feeding on poison. Poison, Jaja, you're poisoning your soul. You can't see it. Because those people are not there to help you. They're there to feed you with their stupor. Muzainonzi stupor. STUPOR. They're there to confuse you. They're there to make you believe realities, that they are your daddy. They want you to believe that they are your daddy. So when they are giving you news or what they're calling news, no. They just want to anoint themselves your daddy. I hope what I'm saying makes sense to someone. In short, I'll put it in Shona. Murukuroiwa. nematsotsi pasocial media apapa. Ndosaka musiri kuzviona kune power renyu. Right. Saka inda kukata ini. Ndataurisa. I hope folks you be able to rewind. Mongoteerera because ndakaramba chingotaura ka. Ndichapedzisira ndangofanana negenya iro riri. Rinogara rozokudzai kuti mirirai action. Kana kukudzai kuti ndiri dadhi wenyu inini. Ndini ndichakupai breaking news. Ndini ndicha uchifeedwa nemunhu anokuti dadhi. Munhu wokuti anoroya vakadzi vanopedzisira vakwira ndege voenda kumba kwake kuSouth Africa uko kana kuZimbabwe. Vonovhura makumbo vadhakiswa, vanwiswa whisky nemadrugs. Vozomuka mangwana kana wopepuka woona zvimafluids zvewhite zvapa pamabhodhis avo. Saka ndiri kuedza kuti musimbe, batai wisdom. Handiti? Get understanding. Regai ndikati. Ndataurisa. Right, folks, I'm ending now.
Mercenaries, Smith's mercenaries, who got the badge but never fought, who cut the hands of the voters,
Response not the comrades we know,
who stained the war vets badge,
not the ones from the front row.
Philip Chiwenga, rich and loud,
never saw him in the battle crowd.
Where's Muzenda? Where's the truth?
Chopped out with the Gamma Talks you.
Are they real comrades or players of golf on stage? Wearing fake badges just to earn that wage. We don't bow to the Philip type. We want the truth, not the propaganda hype.
Are they real comrades or players of golf on stage? Wearing fake badges just to earn that wage. We don't bow to the Philip type. We want the truth, not the propaganda hype.
Comrade Emerson came from jail, studied law and joined the tail. Wasn't from Magagao's fight, he replaced those erased from sight. Are they real comrades or mercs in disguise with war vet badges and political lies? Tell the youth the truth tonight, not every badge means you fought the fight.
Are they real comrades or players of golf on stage? Wearing fake badges just to earn that wage. We don't bow to the Philip type. We want the truth, not the propaganda hype. Tag we ready. Tag we ready. Tag we ready.
And remember, we had an assassination against the president at White Stadium. Flag, the grenade hit a rope, and he was saved. This job was inside. It is people from inside who are doing it. It is the same quarters which have been championing a loose cannon war veteran. I know guess. And remember, we had an assassination against the president at White Stadium. Flag, the grenade hit a rope, and he was saved. This job was inside. It is people from inside who are doing it. It is the same quarters which have been championing a loose cannon war veteran. I know guests.
We want to state here and now that the history of our revolution cannot be rewritten by those who have not been part of it. Having said that, we strongly urge the party, one, to stop reckless utterances by politicians from the ruling party, denigrating the military, which is causing alarm and despondence within the rank and file. Two, the current paging of which is clearly targeting members of the party with a liberation background must stop forthwith. The known counter-revolutionary elements who have fomented the current instability in the party must be exposed and fished out. As the party goes, therefore, we want to state here and now that the history of our revolution cannot be rewritten by those who have not been part of it. Having said that, we strongly urge the party, one, to stop reckless utterances by politicians from the ruling party, denigrating the military, which is causing alarm and despondence within the rank and file. Two, the current paging of which is clearly targeting members of the party with a liberation background must stop forthwith. The known counter-revolutionary elements who have fomented the current instability in the party must be exposed and fished out. As the party goes, we want to state here and now that the history of our revolution cannot be rewritten by those who have not been part of it. Having said that, we strongly urge the party, one, to stop reckless utterances by politicians from the ruling party, denigrating the military, which is causing alarm and despondence within the rank and file. Two, the current paging of which is clearly targeting members of the party with a liberation background must stop forthwith.
So that's one other thing. We are working on our identity. We are not trained to be this ugly people that the whole nation now thinks that we are. Wanted people who could support his personality count. When I come to the show, and the comrade one of Mutare in government in 1980. I can train my sister. Even though I could watch on my jail and I'm saying,
Emerson nanga kwezi vano
vakapera kufa kumiti Emerson wakapuswa mujeri akuti isenduseneka vapuswa mujeri havana kusvika kudzokera kupati vakasvikotanga kuita low handiti vaita low vakazotorwa kusvika mukabeni kusha vamwe vese vange vachirwa kura. When the war finished vobva vakanopedzisa hondo kometi Mutare vanhu vakavasarudza kuti muganga wedeclaration chititungamirira pahondo akanga apedza kuvatema vese zvavakazana namagamatoksi nanachii mafunction asingapera akapedza kuvatwiza vese kutanzi vapanduka. You know, we don't have to end up telling the truth, but I think the youth deserves to know the truth.
Yeah, takataza kuwa na majority of Chitonge atakaramba tirimu. Dr. Bamtas, dandiri election agent ya president.
The people blood. The evil people are part of Flower. The evil people must come from elsewhere. The people of Flower were so happy to see me and also happy to see them. So you're not pointing fingers? No. No, the people of Blair, no, I love them, they love me.
Who could be behind this nefarious?
People outside Blair. Outside Blair, I can assure you. These are my normal enemies. And the attempts have been so many. This is not the first attempt on my life. It doesn't, to me, it's normal. I've been used to these attempts. So 6 times my officers broken in. Cyanide was put on my officers to threaten me so many times. So I'll continue. The people of Blair, the evil people are part of Flower. The evil people must come from elsewhere. The people of Flower were so happy to see me, and I was so happy to see them.
So you're not pointing fingers?
No. No, the people of Flower, no, I love them, they love me.
Who could be behind this nefarious?
People outside Blair. Outside Blair, I can assure you. These are my normal enemies. And the attempts have been so many. This is not the first attempt on my life. It doesn't, to me, it's normal. I've been used to these attempts. So 6 times my officers broken in. Cyanide was put on my officers to threaten me so many times. So I'll continue. I'll continue. I'll continue. I'll continue.
And remember, we had an assassination against the president at White Stadium. Flag, the grenade hit a rope, and he was saved. This job was inside. It is people from inside who are doing it. It is the same quarters which have been championing a loose cannon war veteran. I know, guess.
We want to state here and now that the history of our revolution cannot be rewritten by those who have not been part of it. Having said that, we strongly urge the party, 1, to stop reckless utterances by politicians from the ruling party, denigrating the military, which is causing alarm and despondence within the rank and file. 2, the current paging of which is clearly targeting members of the party with a liberation background must stop forthwith. The known counter-revolutionary elements who have fomented the current instability in the party must be exposed and fished out. As the party goes, therefore, we want to state here and now that the history of our revolution cannot be rewritten by those who have not been part of it. Having said that, we strongly urge the party, 1, to stop reckless utterances by politicians from the ruling party, denigrating the military, which is causing alarm and despondence within the rank and file. 2, the current paging of which is clearly targeting members of the party with a liberation background must stop forthwith. The known counter-revolutionary elements who have fomented the current instability in the party must be exposed and fished out. As the party goes, we want to state here and now that the history of our revolution cannot be rewritten by those who have not been part of it. Having said that, we strongly urge the party, 1, to stop reckless utterances by politicians from the ruling party, denigrating the military, which is causing alarm and despondence within the rank and file. 2, the current paging of which is clearly targeting members of the party with a liberation background must stop
sandida kuzoti makomuredzi aya ari kunzi aenda achinocheka maoko epovha kuti wazobhuta pana bhoshita sei makomuredzi ereka kuti vanhu vamugabe vakatora kubva kwasidiki mamercenaries akuvapa nyembeti hobobhetera vachiipisa identity yedu. So that's one other thing. We are working on our identity. We are not trained to be this ugly people that the whole nation now thinks that we are. Makabutuona wa elesos. Makaisirwa kumberi kwenyu Mugabe wanted people who could support his personality cult. Vanhu vanofa vakamutenda kuti zveshow kandibvisa anachiyambo tesinawo kuhundobva ndo condition to them. Because the comrade one of mukutaura dzakasvikopinda mugavheni mu 1980 akatrainwa sizvo. Even though vakuru vacho ngvari majeri ananya kuti mukana muzinda vari kupi.
Emerson Nangagweza
vakapera kufa kumiti Emerson vakaburiswa mujeri according to the history yandosemeka vaburiswa mujeri havana kusvika kudzokera kupati vakasvikotanga kuita law handiti vaita law vakazotorwa kuisa Mugabe ari kuisa vamwe vese vange vachirwa kura. When the war finished ndobva vakanopedzisa hondo comrade Mugabe vanhu vakavasarudza kuti Mugagao declaration chichitungamirira pahondo akanga apedza kuvatema wese zvaakazongana nagamatoxi nanachii mafunction asingapera akapedza kuvatwiza vese kutanzi vapanduka. You know, we don't have to end up telling the truth, but I think the youth deserves to know the truth.
Takatadza kuwana majority okuti titonge atakaramba tiripo. Ndakutaura pamutasi dandiri election agent yapresident.
The people applaud. The evil people are part of Flower. The evil people must come from elsewhere. The people of Flower were so happy to see me, and I was so happy to see them.
So you're not pointing fingers?
No. The people applaud. No, I love them. They love me.
Who could be behind this nefarious?
People outside Flower. Outside Flower, I can assure you. These are my normal enemies. And the attempts have been so many. This is not the first attempt in my life. It doesn't, to me, it's normal. I've been used to these attempts. So 6 times my officers broken in. Cyanide was put on my officers to threaten me so many times. So I'll continue. The people applaud. The evil people are part of Flower. The evil people must come from elsewhere. The people of Flower were so happy to see me, and I was so happy to see them.
So you're not pointing fingers?
No. The people applaud. No, I love them. They love me.
Who could be behind this nefarious?
People outside Flower. Outside Flower, I can assure you. These are my normal enemies. And the attempts have been so many. This is not the first attempt in my life. It doesn't, to me, it's normal. I've been used to these attempts. So 6 times my officers broken in. Cyanide was put on my officers to threaten me so many times. So I'll continue.